Leo, listen to me. I need you to hear this before I say another word. Someone who walked out of your life, someone whose absence became a room you learned to live in, is coming back, not with excuses, not with a half-hearted text at 2 in the morning. They are returning with a full, unguarded apology and a concrete offer to repair what they broke. The cards are not suggesting this. The deck is insisting on it, and I will tell you right now, Leo, I am so certain of what I am seeing in this spread that if this does not manifest in your life within the window I am about to name, I will go on camera, strike a match, burn my tarot deck to ash, and never read again. That is not performance. That is not drama. That is the only honest response to what these cards are showing me. The seeds are already in the ground. The harvest is already in the barn. You are not waiting. You are being walked toward. Now I need you to do something physical for me. Right now, in this moment, put the phone down flat. If you are holding cups, set it on the table. If your legs are crossed, uncross them. Plant both feet on the floor. This is not background noise. This is not a video you scrub through while you fold laundry or half listen during a commute. The cards pulled for you tonight are specific, and they are heavy, and they deserve your full body in the chair. You clicked this for a reason. You felt the pull before your thumb even moved. So I am asking you, settle in, breathe once, slow, all the way down, you are here. I am here, and what I am about to lay out for you is not general. It is shaped like your life. And before I go further, I want to say something honest, because you deserve honesty before you deserve revelation. I do not know your name. I do not know your face. I have never seen you cry in a kitchen at midnight or rehearsed a conversation in the shower that you never actually had. But I know the shape. I know the emotional signature. I know the timing that is pressing against your ribs right now, the one you have been trying to talk yourself out of feeling, and the cards know it too. So when I say you, I mean you, the one who stayed up too long last night thinking about whether it is pathetic to still care. It is not pathetic, and what is coming is not cruelty. It is resolution. The deck is showing me a door that has been locked from the outside, and someone on the other side is finally reaching for the handle. Now I am going to show you the spread I pulled for this reading, and I need you to understand why I chose it, because I do not use this layout often. I call it the Ashes and the Return spread, 13 cards, 13 positions, and the reason it is rare is that it does not read the present moment. It reads the architecture of an absence, why it happened, what grew inside it, and the exact shape of the return that is forming. Most spreads tell you where you are. This one tells you where the other person has been walking, while you thought they simply vanished. It is demanding because it requires me to hold two timelines at once, yours and theirs, and find the seam where they stitch back together. I pulled these cards with my eyes closed. I did not choose them. They chose this configuration. And I will walk you through every single position before I flip a single one, because you deserve to understand the map before I show you the territory. The first position is the silence that spoke, the thing that was never said aloud but ended everything. The second is the wound you stopped naming, the specific hurt you buried under functioning. The third is the hand that let go, the moment, theirs, when they chose distance. The fourth is the road they walked without you, what their life actually looked like in the absence, not the version you imagined. The fifth is the guilt they carried, because they did carry it, Leo, even if they never showed you. The sixth is the turning point, the exact internal shift that made return possible. The seventh is the message being composed, the words they are building right now, tonight, in their chest. The eighth is the door you left unlocked, the part of you that never fully sealed. The ninth is the proof of change. How you will know this is not a repeat. The 10th is the reunion table, the setting, the shape of the first real conversation. The 11th is the new contract, the terms that will be different this time. The 12th is the blessing underneath, what this reconciliation unlocks in the rest of your life. And the 13th is the next morning, who you are the day after it happens. 13 cards, 13 truths. And I am going to turn them for you now, one by one, and you are going to feel each one land somewhere specific in your body. The first card, the silence that spoke. I am turning it, and the deck shows me the Four of Swords in reverse. This is the card of enforced quiet, of a stillness that was not peace but paralysis. For some of you, this is romantic. A partner who stopped communicating not out of malice but because they were emotionally flooded. And the silence became a wall you both pretended was a window. For others, this is family, a parent, sibling, someone whose quiet you interpreted as disapproval, and you matched their silence with yours, and now two people who love each other are strangers in the same bloodline. Notice which one landed in your body just now. That flinch, that little pull behind your sternum, that is information. That is the thread the cards are asking you to follow. The Four of Swords reversed is saying the silence was never indifference. It was a person lying down because they could not stand anymore. And now they are standing up. The second card, the wound you stopped naming. The deck gives me the Five of Pentacles, and Leo, I need you to sit with this one because it is tender. This is the card of standing outside in the cold, while the window glows warm just 3 feet away. This is the hurt you decided was too old to keep mentioning. You stopped bringing it up. You stopped saying their name in certain conversations. You built a whole functioning life around the shape of the absence, and you called that healing. But the Five of Pentacles is showing me it was not healing. It was endurance. For some of you, this wound lives in a friendship. Someone who chose another person over you. Who made you feel replaceable in a way you never fully articulated. And you smiled and said it was fine and it was not fine and it is still not fine. For others, this is the career wound, a business partner, collaborator, someone who took credit, who walked away with the project, who left you rebuilding from nothing while they moved on as if the years you poured in together were disposable. The cards are showing me that you stopped naming this wound because naming it meant admitting how much it still costs you. And I want you to hear me. The cost is about to be refunded, not by them directly, by the return itself, by the acknowledgement that is coming. The third card, the hand that let go, I am turning it and the Nine of Wands appears reversed. This is their card, Leo, not yours. This is the moment they chose distance, and I need you to understand what the Nine of Wands reversed says about why. They were not strong when they left, they were the opposite. They were so depleted, so battered by their own internal war that holding the connection felt like holding a blade. For some of you, this is the romantic thread. They did not leave because they stopped loving you. They left because loving you while they were that broken felt like a cruelty to you, and they chose what they believed was the lesser wound. They were wrong about that. But they chose it from a place of exhaustion, not contempt, for others. This is the family thread. A parent who pulled away because they could not look at you without seeing everything they failed to be. And the shame became heavier than the love, and they set the love down because they could not carry both. The deck is insisting you understand this. The hand that let go was trembling. It was not steady, it was not cold. And here is where I need you to notice something shifting in your chest because I can feel the energy of this reading changing. You came in here angry, or you came in here numb, or you came in here performing the version of yourself that is over it, that has moved on, that does not need an apology from anyone. And now, 3 cards in, something is softening. Something is cracking open just a little. That is not weakness. That is the wall coming down so the message can get through. Let it. You do not have to fix your face. You do not have to be composed for me. You are allowed to feel the grief and the hope in the same breath. The cards are holding both for you. The fourth card. The road they walked without you. The Eight of Cups and Leo. This one undid me when I pulled it. This is the figure walking away into the dark, leaving the cups standing in a row behind them, still full, still there, but choosing to walk into the unknown anyway. Except here it is not about leaving you. This position shows me what happened after, what their life actually looked like in the absence. And the Eight of Cups is saying it was not freedom, it was not relief, it was a long, gray walk through a landscape where nothing nourished them. For some of you, this is the friend who disappeared. They did not go build a better circle without you. They went into a season of profound isolation, of shallow connections, of being surrounded by people and known by none of them. They missed the depth, they missed you. For others, this is the romantic thread again. They tried. The deck shows me they tried to build something else to fill the space, and everything they built felt like a replica of something real they had walked away from. The Eight of Cups is the card of searching for something you already had and threw away. They know that now. That knowing is what is bringing them back. The fifth card. The guilt they carried. I turn it and the Ten of Swords appears, but not in the way you might fear. In this position, the Ten of Swords is not a betrayal done to them. It is the story they told themselves about what they did to you. They replayed it. They rehearsed the worst version of themselves in their mind at 3 in the morning. They built a cathedral of guilt and lived inside it. For some of you, this is the family member who watches your social media from a distance and cannot bring themselves to reach out because they are convinced you hate them. For others, this is the former partner who still has your number saved under the name they gave you, who types a message and deletes it, types it and deletes it, because they are terrified that your silence means you are finally, truly gone. The Ten of Swords in this position says they punished themselves, not enough to make it right, but enough that the return is not casual. They are not coming back light. They are coming back heavy with what they owe you, and they intend to set it down at your feet. The sixth card, the turning point. I am turning it, and the deck reveals the star. This is the moment the fever broke for them. This is the exact internal shift that made their return not just possible, but absolutely necessary for their own survival. The star is the card of sudden, piercing clarity after a long season of wandering in the dark. They were living inside a narrative they built to justify their absence, telling themselves they needed space, telling themselves it was for the best, telling themselves they were better off alone. And then, in a single, unremarkable moment, that entire structure collapsed. The deck insists this was not a gradual softening of their heart. This was a lightning strike of realization. They woke up one morning, or they were sitting in a quiet room, and the absolute emptiness of their current situation contrasted so sharply with the warmth and stability you provided that it shattered their denial completely. For some of you, this turning point happened on the romantic thread. It was a moment they were sitting across from someone new, or standing in a crowded room surrounded by acquaintances, and they realized that no one in their current life speaks their language the way you did. The superficial connections they built to replace you suddenly felt hollow, and the memory of your depth hit them like a physical blow. For others of you, this is the family or deep friendship thread. This turning point was triggered by a milestone they experienced without you. A hospital waiting room, quiet Tuesday where they desperately needed your specific advice, or a celebration where your absence was the loudest thing in the room. They realized that time is finite, and the pride that kept them away was costing them the only person who truly knew them. The cards are showing me that they are no longer running from you. They are running back to you. And here is where the energy in this reading shifts again, Leo, because we are moving from their internal realization to their external action. You can feel the momentum building. The waiting is over. The drafting has begun. The seventh card. The message being composed. The Ace of Swords falls onto the table. This is the card of absolute, piercing truth. The deck is showing me that the communication coming your way is not a messy, emotional dump. It is not a paragraph full of defensive caveats, and it is not a frantic text sent at 2 in the morning after 3 glasses of wine. The Ace of Swords is sharp, clear, and undeniable. They are drafting this in their mind right now, structuring it, editing out the excuses, and stripping away the ego. They are preparing to hand you the truth without any armor. For those of you on the career or financial thread, this message is taking the form of a formal document. The deck shows me an email with a subject line that makes your heart stop, a formal offer to restructure, or a contract that explicitly acknowledges your worth and formally apologizes for the previous professional oversight. They are putting it in writing so there is no room for misinterpretation. For those of you on the personal or romantic thread, this is a message that names exactly what they did wrong. There are no vague apologies here. They are going to use the specific words you have been starving to hear. They are going to name the exact moment they failed you, and they are going to take full accountability for the damage it caused. Notice how your stomach drops and your breath catches when I say that. That physical reaction is your body recognizing that the validation you have been denied for so long is finally being prepared for delivery. The words are being forged right now. Notice how your chest feels lighter, yet more exposed, as we move to the next position. The focus is turning entirely back to you because the cards are exposing a secret you have been keeping from yourself. The eighth card, the door you left unlocked. I turn it, and the Six of Cups appears. You have told everyone, including yourself, that you closed the book. You have performed the moving on. You have curated the life that proves you do not need them. And you have built walls to keep the grief out. But the Six of Cups is the card of the innocent, unbreakable bond. It is the porch light you left on in the deepest, most hidden part of your soul. You did not lock the door. For some of you, this is the family thread. No matter how much they hurt you, no matter how much distance you created to protect your peace of your nervous system still recognizes them as home. You still look for their face in crowds, and you still defend them in your own mind when others criticize them. For others of you, this is the romantic thread. You still have their things in a box you refuse to open, Or you still pause when a certain song plays because the shared language you built together is etched into your bones. You told yourself you were holding on to those things out of laziness, but the deck knows the truth. You left the door unlocked because a part of you always knew they had to come back to make it right. You could not fully seal the exit because your soul recognized that the story was not finished. The cards are showing me that their return is not a violation of your boundaries. It is an answer to a prayer you were too proud or too hurt to speak out loud. You left the door unlocked, and they are walking up the steps right now, carrying the apology you have been waiting for. The ninth card, the proof of change. I am turning it, and the deck shows me the Seven of Pentacles. This is the card of long, patient labor, of someone who has been tending a garden in secret for months before they dare show anyone the bloom. And this is how you will know, Leo, that their return is not a repeat of the cycle. They are not coming back the same person who walked away. The Seven of Pentacles is showing me that they have done the slow, unglamorous work. They did not just sit in their guilt and wait for the feeling to pass. They went into the dirt. They examined the roots of why they hurt you. They questioned their own patterns, their own defenses, their own excuses. For some of you, this is the romantic thread, and the proof will be specific. They are not coming back with promises. They are coming back with a changed behavior you can observe in real time. They will do the thing they swore they could not do. They will show up where they used to disappear. They will stay in the uncomfortable conversation instead of fleeing. For others, this is the family or friendship thread, and the proof will be in their posture. They will not come in demanding your forgiveness or centering their own pains. They will come in asking you what you need, and they will wait for your answer. The deck insists that you will feel the difference in your body before your mind even processes their words. The energy they carry will be heavier, slower, more deliberate. You will feel it the moment they speak. And here is where something tender shifts in this reading, because the cards are asking you to trust your own perception. You have been gaslit before. You have been told things were different when they were not. You learned to doubt your own instincts as a survival mechanism. But the deck is telling you plainly, you do not need to doubt this time. Your body will know. You will feel the truth of it in your hands, in your throat, in the way your shoulders drop for the first time in months. You are not naive for believing them. You are not weak for letting this inches you, are simply finally being shown the evidence you were always owed. The 10th card, the reunion table. The Three of Cups appears, and the deck is painting a picture for me that I need you to see. This is the setting of the first real conversation. It is not dramatic. It is not a grand public gesture. The Three of Cups in this position is showing me something intimate, small, and contained. For some of you, this is happening in a private space, a kitchen table, a quiet corner of a coffee shop, a phone call where neither of you is driving, where you can both be fully present. They are choosing a space where you feel safe, where you can leave if you need to, where you are not trapped. For others, this is the career or professional thread, and the reunion table is a meeting room, shared office, a scheduled call that was arranged with careful formal language. The point is the same either way. They are creating a container for this conversation. They are not ambushing you. They are not cornering you. They are asking for your time, and they are waiting for you to grant it. The deck shows me they will ask, not demand. And you will say yes because you are ready. The 11th card, the new contract. The Two of Wands falls onto the table, and this is the card of a new territory being mapped between two people. The old contract is dead. The terms that governed your connection before, the silence, the avoidance, the unequal labor of holding the relationship together, those terms are void. The Two of Wands is showing me that the new agreement will be built on transparency and follow-through. For some of you, this means they will initiate contact going forward. You will not be the one chasing, the one checking in, the one keeping the thread alive. They will carry the weight this time. For others, this means the new contract includes boundaries you never thought you were allowed to set. You will say the word no, and they will honor it without punishment. You will say, I need time, and they will give it without guilt tripping you. The deck is showing me that this new dynamic is not fantasy. It is the direct result of the work they did in the Seven of Pentacles. They learned what it cost you, and they are not asking you to pay it again. The 12th card, the blessing underneath, the Ace of Cups. And Leo, I need you to breathe here, because this is the card that made my eyes burn when I pulled it. The Ace of Cups is the overflow. It is the cup so full it cannot be contained. And in this position, It is showing me that this reconciliation is not just about one relationship being repaired. It is unlocking something in the rest of your life. For some of you, this reconciliation releases a block in your chest that has been siphoning your creative energy, your professional confidence, your ability to trust new people. The moment you hear their words, the moment the apology lands, something in your nervous system will finally exhale, and you will feel a surge of vitality you forgot you had. For others, this is the family thread, and the blessing underneath is the restoration of a lineage, a bloodline, a shared history that was being severed. Children who never met their relatives, stories that were going to be lost. The return repairs more than just your heart. It stitches the fabric of your whole world back together. The deck insists this is not a small event. This is a restoration of something foundational, the 13th card. The next morning, I turn it and the sun appears full, upright, undimmed. The sun is the card of being seen, of warmth, of a truth so clear it burns away every shadow. And in this final position, it is showing me who you are the day after this happens. You are not anxious. You are not replaying the conversation, picking it apart, wondering if you said the right thing. You are simply, quietly, radiant. You wake up and the first thing you notice is that your chest is not tight. The second thing you notice is that you are hungry, genuinely hungry, in a way you have not been in months. You make breakfast, you open the window. You feel the air on your skin and you are present in your own life again. For some of you, the next morning involves a text to a friend saying, "It happened," and then crying, the good kind, the kind that empties you out so you can be filled with something new. For others, the next morning is silence, but a warm silence. A silence where you are not waiting for a shoe to drop. A silence where you trust that the ground beneath you is solid. The sun is saying that the worst of this season is over. You are not walking into another cycle of hope and disappointment. You are walking into the morning after the storm, and the light is steady, and it is yours. Now I need to tell you when, Leo, because the cards were very specific about the window, and I am not going to soften this or stretch it into something vague. The deck is showing me 11 to 21 days from the moment you are hearing my voice, not months, not seasons, not someday when the universe aligns. 11 to 21 days. That is the window the cards are holding, and they are holding it with both hands. You are not entering a waiting period. You are entering countdown. The gears are already turning. The message is already being composed. The flight is already being considered. The phone is already in their hand. You are going to go to sleep tonight, and you are going to wake up tomorrow. And the days between now and their arrival are going to feel strange, almost electric. Like the air before a storm that you cannot see yet, but can feel pressing against your skinches. For some of you, it will be closer to 11 days. The message will arrive before you have even finished processing this reading. For others, it will be closer to 21, and those extra days are not delay. Those extra days are them rehearsing, making sure the words are right, making sure they can hold your gaze when they say what they need to say. The deck insists the timing is exact. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to manifest it. You do not need to send a signal. The signal has already been sent. You are simply receiving, and the way it arrives, Leo, the deck is showing me this with such sensory clarity that I can almost see it happening in real time. For some of you, this arrives as a voice note, not text, not an email. A voice note where you hear their actual voice, slightly rough, slightly unsteady, and they say your name first. They say your name before they say anything else, and the way they say it, the weight in it, the pause after it tells you everything before the actual words begin. You will be doing something ordinary, washing dishes, walking to your car, folding a towel, and your phone will buzz, and you will see their name, and for 3 seconds you will not breathe. For others, this arrives in person. They show up, not dramatically, not with a crowd. They knock on your door, or they appear at your workplace, or they are sitting in the parking lot when you walk out. And they look at you with an expression you have never seen on their face before. It is not guilt. It is not performance. It is relief. The relief of someone who has been holding a heavy thing for a very long time and is finally setting it down at your feet. For those of you on the professional thread, this arrives as a document, an official letter, an email with a subject line that references the specific project or dispute, and the first paragraph is an acknowledgement of what they got wrong. The words are formal, but the apology underneath them is personal. The deck is giving me fragments of what you will hear. Small pieces of language that will land in your chest like stones in still water. On the romantic thread, you will hear, "I was wrong to leave, and I was wrong to make you think it was because of you." On the family thread you will hear, I was ashamed, and I made you pay for my shame, and I am so sorry. On the friendship or career thread you will hear, you deserved better than what I gave you, and I am here to make it right. One of those sentences is yours, Leo. One of those sentences is the one you have been rehearsing in your mind, the one you whispered to the ceiling at 3 in the morning, begging the universe to let them say it. They are going to say it. The cards are not hoping. They are stating. And here is where I need you to let something shift in your understanding, because the cards are asking me to deliver the reframe. And this is the emotional turning point of everything I have shown you tonight. You have been calling their absence abandonment. You have been calling their silence rejection. You have built a story in your body that says they left because you were not enough, because you were too much, because you were unworthy of being stayed for. And the deck is asking me to take that story from your hands and show you what it actually is. Their silence was not abandonment, it was incubation. They did not leave you because you were insufficient. They left because they were not yet whole enough to stand in front of you and tell you the truth. They had to break completely. They had to hit the floor of their own emptiness. They had to walk the long, gray road of the Eight of Cups and feel every single mile of what it meant to exist without you. That distance was not a punishment for you. It was the only path that led them back. The silence was not a wall, it was a cocoon. And what is emerging from it now, what is walking toward you with trembling hands and a full apology, is not the same person who left. They could not have come back sooner. They could not have said these words 6 months ago or 3 months ago. They were not ready. The delay was not cruelty. The delay was the only mechanism that could produce the person who is about to stand in front of you and say, I am sorry, and mean it with every cell in their body. You did not lose time. You were protected. You were being kept safe from a half-truth, from a premature return that would have collapsed under its own weight. The cards are showing me that the timing was not a wound. The timing was the medicine. And now the medicine is ready, and it is being delivered to your door. Tonight, Leo, I need you to do something. Not because the cards require a ritual to make this happen. The return is already in motion. The timing is already locked. But I need you to do something tonight because your body has been carrying this grief for so long that it needs a physical signal to say the vigil is over. You have been standing guard at an empty door, and tonight, you are allowed to set down the lantern. Here is what I need you to do, and I need you to do it in this order. First, light white candle, not a scented one, not a decorative one. A plain white candle, set it on a table on a counter, on the floor beside your bed. Light it and say their name aloud, just once. Not prayer, not a summons, just their name, spoken into the air of your own home, so that the silence around their name is finally broken by your voice instead of their absence. You are saying, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge what happened, and I am no longer afraid to say it out loud. Blow the candle out after 10 seconds. You do not need to keep it burning. The flame was for the speaking, not the waiting. Second, I need you to unlock your phone. And I need you to find the draft. You know the one, Leo. The message you typed out at 2 in the morning 3 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, or 6 months ago. The one you wrote and deleted and rewrote and never sent. The one where you said everything you needed to say and then hit backspace because you decided you were not allowed to need them that badly. Find that draft, delete it, not because the words were wrong. Delete it because you do not need to send it anymore. They are coming to you. You do not need to reach across the void. The void is closing. Deleting that draft is your body saying, I release the labor of chasing. I release the labor of explaining myself to someone who was not listening. They are coming to listen. You do not need to make them hear you. They are already hearing you. The cards are showing me they have been hearing you this entire time, in the silence, in the space between your thoughts. You do not need to send the message. The message is being sent to you. Third, open the window in your bedroom tonight, not the front door. Not the back door, the window in the room where you sleep, where you lie awake, where you stare at the ceiling and rehearse conversations that never happen. Open it. Let the night air come inches. Let the temperature of the outside world touch the space where you have been trapped with your own grief. You are not opening the window for them. You are opening it for yourself. You are saying to your own body, the room is no longer sealed. The air is no longer recycled. Something new is entering. Leave it open for 5 minutes. Breathe the night air, then close it. You do not need to sleep in a cold room. You just need to know the seal is broken. Fourth, take a piece of paper, any paper, a receipt, sticky note, the back of an envelope. Write one word on it. The word is enough, not their name, not a question. Not plea, just the word enough. You are writing it because you have been operating as if you are not enough, as if your love was not enough to make them stay, as if your pain was not enough to make them turn around. The word enough is your reclamation. You are enough, your grief was enough. Your patience was enough, fold the paper, place it under your pillow. You do not need to look at it again. You do not need to read it every night. You just need to know it is there beneath your head, holding the truth while you sleep. And then you sleep. You do not check your phone before bed. You do not refresh their social media. You close your eyes and you let the night carry you, because the morning is closer than you think, and the morning is bringing them. And when it happens, Leo, when the message arrives, when the knock comes, when the phone lights up with their name and your whole nervous system floods with adrenaline, I need you to hear this instruction clearly. Do not perform composure. Do not swallow the feeling and say, I am fine, I am over it. This doesn't affect me. You are allowed to be affected. You are allowed to let your hands shake. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to sit down on the nearest surface because your knees give out. Let your body react. The reaction is not weakness. The reaction is the dam breaking, and the dam needed to break. If they are speaking to you in person or on the phone, and you feel the tears coming, do not wipe them away. Do not say sorry, I am being dramatic, let them see you. Let them see what their absence cost. They need to see it. They came back to see it. And if they say something and you do not know how to respond, if the words are too big and too fast and you need a moment to breathe, you say, I need a minute, and you take it. You step outside, you press your palms flat against a wall, you breathe. You do not owe them an immediate answer. You do not owe them forgiveness in the first 30 seconds. You are allowed to receive the apology and let it sit in your chest for a day before you decide what to do with it. The cards are showing me that you will know what to do. You will not be confused. You will not be manipulated. You will feel the truth of it in your bones, and your answer will come from a place of clarity, not desperation. And here is what I need you to understand about what comes after. Because the cards are showing me this is not a single moment of fireworks and then silence. This is not one dramatic conversation and then nothing. The deck is showing me 3 concrete follow-through signs that confirm the return is real, that confirm this is not a repeat of the old cycle. The first sign is the document, the message, the tangible proof that actually arrives, not a vague promise, not a maybe we should talk, a specific, dated, concrete communication that you can hold in your hand or see on your screen. The second sign is the second conversation, not the first one, where everything is raw and emotional. The second one, the one that happens 3 days later or a week later, where they check inches, where they ask how you are and they wait for the real answer, where they prove that the first conversation was not a performance but the beginning of a pattern. The third sign is the plan that gets made and kept. They suggest a specific next step, a dinner, meeting, a phone call on a specific day, and they show up. They do not cancel, they do not reschedule. They show up on time, present, steady. When you see those 3 signs, Leo, you will know. You will not need to ask me. You will not need to consult the cards. You will feel it in the ordinary, quiet certainty of a Tuesday afternoon where everything is simply as it should be. Now I need to ask you something, and I need you to answer me in the comments because I read every single one. I do not skip them. I do not skim them. I sit with them. Tell me which thread is yours. Is it the romantic return? The person who walked away from your heart? Is it the family bridge? The parent or sibling whose silence became a wound? Is it the friend who vanished? The one who chose someone else and left you standing in the wreckage of a bond you thought was permanent? Or is it the business partner who walked? The one who took the work and left you rebuilding from nothing? Tell me in the comments. Tell me what you felt in your body during this reading. Tell me which card made your chest tighten, which sentence made you stop breathing for a second. I want to know. I read every single one and I hold them. And if this reading found you tonight, if you clicked on this video and felt the pull before you even understood why, subscribe. Turn on the notification. Because the next reading I am preparing is for the sign that comes after this one. The sign that confirms the return has fully landed, and I do not want you to miss it. You have waited long enough. You do not need to wait for the next piece of the story. You deserve to have it all. And I will leave you with this, Leo. The person who walked away is coming back. They are coming back with the apology you deserved from the beginning. They are coming back not because you called them, not because you begged, not because you performed enough patience or enough silence or enough grace to earn their return. They are coming back because the cards are showing me that the debt is being paid, that the silence is breaking, that the harvest is already in the barn and the barn door is swinging open. You do not need to chase. You do not need to perform. You do not need to be small or careful or strategic. You just need to be here in your body, in your home, with your window open and your candle blown out and the word enough tucked under your pillow. They are coming. The apology is real. The return is real. And you, Leo, are finally, fully, completely going to be heard.